I had that moment. When was that? A couple days ago. I'm like, man, I need glasses. I can't see like I used to.
Oh.
That hey.
Right? Did you see that too?
You shook the whole TV.
That's what I said, right? Like, I felt that's why I got this bruise on my leg now because I just be bumping into stuff.
Are you naturally like clumsy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Clumsy and easily bruised. Easily bruised. Come on in, people. Come on in.
Come on.
You nervous?
Come on.
I talk to y'all all the time.
You don't talk to them all the
We
time.
done wine and grew before.
Is the air too much?
Not right now.
Should I turn the thing the other way? I think it's blowing like directly on us.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Well, I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Okay. All right.
You know how? Don't mind the color.
Okay. Just making sure. Do we look dark on Instagram, Sequoia?
We could be lighter. This is what it is.
Yeah, I
We
don't
could
think
be
there's
lighter.
much I can do about it.
I look like I got a fro.
It wasn't. I mean, it was lighter when it was closer, right?
I don't know.
Or no?
If it was, it's because maybe it was beast, coming off the computer.
Oh.
But that's why I turned the light on behind it.
Hey, Instagram.
All right. Well, okay. We got people joining. Okay. Well, let's not delay the people. 7:03.
Party people.
Probably
Hey,
should
y'all.
turn this down so we don't get muted accidentally
Oh, it'll do that?
Yeah.
on
Oh,
there
'cause of the
because we don't
music,
own
okay.
the rights to the music.
Gotcha,
We don't need
gotcha.
them trying to tell us about ourselves.
I feel you.
Okay, all right. Hey y'all, welcome.
How can you tell who watching?
You can't until they comment, but
Right,
it'll
but you
show
can see the
viewers.
insights, people who are viewing, so people who are
Okay.
joining.
Gotcha.
Is that falling before we get started? It's like it's
kind of
staying.
look like it,
Okay,
but I'm not sure.
let me see. It is.
Maybe.
Let me move it back closer. Wait, if you feel like that looks brighter. Does it look brighter?
Hold on. Hey, Josh. No, it looks,
Should I
it looks the same.
Yeah.
I look at it on Instagram?
I got it.
I'm saying that way the followers. That way there should be more followers.
What you mean? So should
Oh.
you share it?
You know what I'm saying? Should I look at it?
Look
Oh,
at
you
it?
don't have to.
No, it's okay. I mean, that's up to you. But the people who gon' people, okay?
Hello.
They be peopling. Okay, so anyways, hey y'all, welcome back. I'm Ken.
I'm Kay.
She's Kay. I'm Ken, and this is Wine and Grow. Because we wine when we grow, and when we grow, we need. So this is season 7 for the Love of Men, episode 4.
I said it in my head. I said it in my head.
Because we're one and the same. Apparently, we think we're Spanish.
Oh.
No, I can count. I know a few words. When I be in like Mexico and stuff, like poquito. They
So
say,
a
oh,
few
poquito. Okay, then they just go off, and I be like, I said poquito. That means a little. But anyways, okay, y'all. So welcome back. So this week we are joined by Mr. Gerrick McKinney, better known as G. So why don't you tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Okay, my name is Gerrick McKinney. I am a teacher at an alternative school. I teach science and social studies.
Okay, all right.
I have 2 children. My
Okay.
daughter, Leah, she's 12. My son, G, who will be 7 years old tomorrow.
Okay, happy birthday, little G.
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all know how we do. So we always start the show with our tonight's conversation cards, icebreakers. And then from there, so we do like 2 apiece, right? Is it 2
Yeah.
that we used to do? 2 of these. And then we move to our cards, which is basically specific questions for men about love. I mean, those are questions that either Sequoia and I came up with, or questions that, other women came up with, and they sent us either via DM or while we was outside. We just polled people. So what do you want to know about love from a male's perspective? But you know, so yeah. So those are your questions, but we are gonna all answer these. Okay. So we can pull a card.
So when y'all have guys on the show, are they normally nervous?
I mean, they
not really, but it's like it's right now. It's
we
like
don't
50,
really
50. It's
I'm
on
gonna
the
say.
show. It's on the show.
I'm about to say like I haven't really. If they have been, I mean, it's been more of a what?
Hey,
So what
Jasmine.
are y'all expecting?
Right.
Like, okay, so what am I supposed to do? Like, how's it gonna go? Like, I think they're like, even when we were inviting men to be on the show, it was more about okay, so what am I supposed to be saying? Because they were like nervous about what kind of questions we would ask.
Mm-hmm.
So we made sure we let them know like that it was not going to be anything personal acts, right? So we're not going to ask anything personal about your specific situation. So you don't have to feel like we're putting you on the spot about anything. You know, that's why these are all random. Random questions. They don't know who the guests are. Me and Sequoia know who the guests are.
Yeah.
But then we're not picking questions based on anything. We're just thinking of like just general love questions.
Like conversations,
Conversation
watching,
cards.
anything.
Yeah, like because all we do is listen to podcasts, so we constantly like, oh, we should ask this question.
Okay.
You know, so yeah. You got your card?
He ain't got his yet.
Pull your card.
Oh, I need one. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask y'all a question.
We gonna all
we
answer
gonna
the
answer
question.
the
So we gonna
question
read it one by
Okay.
one, and then we all gonna answer it.
All right.
You wanna
Oh
go
my
first?
God, I didn't even read this. Oh my God, I don't know if I want to answer this.
Wow,
Oh,
because mine is
shit.
deep too already.
Oh,
But it's like
No, but it's still just straight to the point.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta go first.
Maybe you should. I don't know. You
Okay.
know who ain't had nothing to say about your card.
Because I was not expecting this. Do you watch porn? If so, what's your favorite kind of porn to
What
watch?
a way to start.
Do
the
you
show.
feel porn is appropriate to view while in a relationship?
Wow. All of
Okay.
the above.
Y'all, please don't tell me that I'm weird, because I don't care. But I do not watch porn. I don't need to watch porn.
I don't think that's
I don't
weird.
I don't care to watch porn.
That's what's up.
I
I'm
don't
proud
care to
of
watch
her.
porn.
Hey, Keisha.
That means she gets enough dick the way she.
That don't got nothing to do with it.
That doesn't mean
That got nothing to do with it.
Alright, that's how I.
That don't got nothing to do with it. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. But, so I don't have a favorite to watch.
So you don't like. Have you ever watched porn?
Yes.
So you never like, even if you were somebody asked you, okay, can I turn on some porn? They're like, yeah, and they was like, okay, what you want to watch? You wouldn't have a preference, like.
I mean, I want to see black people.
Okay, well there you
That's
go.
what it is. That's all
She
I-
wants
I need a hat.
ebony.
Like,
She
I need a
wants
hat.
ebony.
I need a
And I
hat.
don't.
You want them to wear a hat?
Can I get a hat? Because every time I feel like somebody lying, I'm gonna put the hat on.
You think I'm
Because
lying?
I feel like I want to put my hat on right now.
That's fine. You can put the hat on, but I know I'm not lying. I just don't have a need for, like, I don't feel like I want to watch porn.
Okay.
Okay, so you've never watched porn?
I didn't say that.
She did-
I said
yeah,
I have
she-
watched porn.
But
Right.
she
Oh,
doesn't.
you said
It's not
that.
her.
It's
It
not-
says,
it's
do
not-
you
I'm not
watch
listening.
porn?
I'm
But
not
she's not a
I
regular
do watch
watcher.
porn, but I don't watch. Right.
So
I
when you-
watched it before.
Okay, let's change the question. When you have watched porn, did you have a specific preference?
No.
You watch.
I just wanted to see black people.
That's why I said she has
That's
ebony.
it.
So her category is
Pro-black and
ebony.
everything.
So, but do you think? What's the second part of the question?
The
third part.
So, do you feel porn is appropriate to view while in a relationship? If y'all watching it together, I mean,
What about if you by yourself?
well, I guess it don't matter. Just as long as it's not being like, you're not being weird about it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm
So
like,
if
you ain't like a fetish, like a.
So
like
if
a-
you walked
like
in a room, and your nigga he had some
I am
candles
just,
lit,
my face be.
not candles
He-
lit,
he
watch
has
the
some
watching
candles lit.
porn.
he had
Give me
music
something
on.
else.
The nigga was in a full sweat, like
First of all,
wouldn't feel
No,
the
that's
way?
not okay.
you wouldn't feel away.
that's a lie. That's a
Yes.
lie.
Because why you having a whole experience with these porns? What
a
am
lie.
I not?
That's why
not-
most men watch porn.
No, but okay. So then, okay, answer the question for yourself because you.
Yeah,
asked
Leah,
so
don't
watch
watch
porn.
this right here. Leah, do not watch this up until.
Okay, look, my scenario.
Is Lynn joining?
She can
Hold on,
watch
wait,
it.
wait.
Okay.
My scenario: the lights is dim. He got some candles lit,
Answer the question.
music playing. The nigga's in a full sweat, like.
Why does it have to be a full sweat? That's what make it easy.
Why do we got-
What would you? What
What's your feelings?
do you have an issue with that? If you just walked in the room and he was just doing that?
In a full sweat? I don't. Why is it so much work? Why are you going in like
Can you
this?
answer my question?
Sequoia, yes or no? Is that a
I don't-
problem?
I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't want to see it. He would just have to do that on his own time.
But he was doing it on his own time.
I
You
was
came
there.
in the room.
I was there.
But he said you
When
came in the
I'm not
room.
there. If I'm not at the house,
So you
rock
weren't
your
supposed
world.
to be there, obviously. So if you walk in,
I wasn't supposed to be there. I mean, if I wasn't supposed to be there,
It's your business.
it's your business. I'm so sorry I walked in on this.
It's
It ain't like
for
you went.
me.
It ain't like you went and got in the shower real quick.
No, for me.
You,
Okay.
Wow, because
You
my
came
thought
home
is,
from
what's
work.
happening in here?
My thought is, am I getting the
Like,
same experience when
what
we're
is
having
going
sex?
on?
Are you
Like,
lighting
what is
candles?
going-
Ah!
Candles to beat your meat, guys.
Sometimes you want to set the mood.
You done that
You know what
before?
I'm How
You
about
set
lit
the mood-
candles?
you
know I
set
like
the
candles
mood for
anyway.
yourself?
I like candles anyway, so yeah.
So have you set the mood
I'll
for
probably
yourself?
have beat my meat with some candles lit. Yeah.
How?
But you
Most
set the
definitely.
mood.
I should have put
Most
this
definitely.
question back.
The question
This
is,
wild.
have you set the mood
Yes.
to prepare yourself?
Listen. Don't sell yourself short. You know what I'm saying? You can't sell yourself short. You have to give yourself nice,
my
good,
bad.
great experiences. You know
Well,
what I'm
okay.
saying?
Go ahead, ask your question. Well, we got to
Oh,
answer
no.
the question.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
and you put
Yes,
the
I
card
watch
back.
porn.
And what was it? What's your favorite category?
Ebony for sure.
And is it okay in a relationship?
I think it should be.
Okay.
I think as long as you're able to perform with your partner after the fact, or
Mm-hmm.
don't be too tired to give me some pussy.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I watch porn, and I actually prefer amateur. And I just realized this. I just realized this.
Phone falling over and shit.
Oh, I'm like, did it? I thought y'all was talking about
No,
my
I'm
phone.
talking about the amateur porn.
Oh, yeah.
That should be real amateur.
But I don't know. It's just something about it's more realistic.
You like the
I can
iPhone
see
porn.
that.
No, it's not about how they're filming it. It's just more realistic to me, so it turns me on more.
I got you.
You know,
So
so
you're not-
yeah.
It's not a production.
And I think it's perfectly fine in a relationship. Like, I would love to watch it together. Like, watch it together. You know, whatever. It's not that I'm trying to compare myself. You know, and you compare yourself, but just like if we both enjoy porn, especially outside of the situation, why not bring it into our situation?
Y'all
we
ever
can enjoy it together.
Y'all ever watch porn while y'all were with y'all partner?
I have.
When you've done that, did it make the experience like better? Did it heighten the experience for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. Your
Whoa,
part.
is your
My
question
question.
toning it down?
Okay.
Because
Mine will.
Do you consider yourself religious? How important is it that your significant other believes what you do spiritually? Do I consider myself religious? No. Is it important that my significant other believes what I do spiritually? Yeah, I think it's important. I wouldn't want to have that conflict in my house.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I would want us to be on the same page with that.
So you consider yourself to be a spiritual person then, not
Yes,
religious?
yes.
Because I think that's why you said no. I think when
Right.
we think about religion,
Mhm.
it's so much law to it and rules and stuff like that.
Right.
Um,
I believe Jesus Christ
Mhm.
died for our sins.
Mhm.
I believe that. I believe the doctrine. I believe theoretically, like who he is and what he did,
Okay.
and I believe that.
What is it? It's on Netflix. It's a movie called Jesus is Real. I think something like that. Tamika had me watch it. It was really good. I gotta
Okay.
ask her what it was. But yeah, you want to answer next?
Oh,
Consider yourself religious,
No.
but you have spiritual beliefs.
Yes.
And it's important for your partner to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because and even if it's like not what I believe, what do you believe?
So it's important for you to not
I
believe
want
what
you-
I believe, but believe in
I need
something.
or it's either or believe what I believe or believe in something. Because what do you believe? And if it ain't really don't align with me, then
Right.
Yeah.
what's next?
I mean, yeah.
I feel you.
I agree with both of y'all. Like, yeah, I consider myself not religious but spiritual. I definitely believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ. You know, I've dated people of opposite religions. You know, and
What's the opposite religion?
I dated a Muslim person.
That's opposite.
That is because
Okay.
they're not Christian.
Okay.
They're Muslim.
I'll just
you know.
assume the opposite of Christian was atheist.
I mean, this is the thing though, because I agree with you.
Mhm.
Like, because at the end of the day, we all get to the same point.
Exactly.
It's just how we get there.
Right.
And that's the problem with religion is that it separates, it divides people. So, you know, like, but they do practice different things than we do. Like, so he didn't celebrate holidays. He didn't, you know. However, you know, having somebody was willing to do those things. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
you know, so, but I definitely would prefer that my partner and I share beliefs.
Yeah.
You know, because I like to worship and go to church, and
Yeah.
I would love to experience that with the person that I'm with. You
So
know?
it's a preference, not a requirement.
Not a requirement,
Okay,
but a preference.
gotcha.
Mhm. Okay, so my card. What is your honest opinion about me? That's it. That's what it says.
About you. You.
About me, and then you, and whatever.
Oh, okay.
You want to answer first? You gonna answer
No,
first?
you can answer first.
I can answer first.
I can answer first.
My honest opinion about you, I think that you're a great mom.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you're a good woman.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you are very compromising. I think that you are very understanding. I think that you're very passionate, very smart. I think that you're very spoiled.
Y'all, I think I'm turning red. I think I'm turning red. Not spoiled.
Yes.
But I actually think my friends would agree. Sequoia. Wow. Okay.
Girl.
Yeah, that's my honest opinion of you.
All right. Because I hope she did not make me cry. Like,
Make you cry. I'm just gonna keep it very simple.
All right.
And say you are the best friend any person can have. If y'all ever had Kiana as a friend, she is a very, very great friend. She's a very great person. I don't know many people like you.
You wanna cry?
I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Really?
Both of y'all gonna make me cry.
Have any of y'all
for
cried
real.
during the show?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Baby, it be, and I be trying not to make it ugly.
Cause I'm new to the Wine&Grow.
It depends on what we're talking about. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But to sum it all up, you are a great
Thanks.
person.
Aww.
So,
So what I'm supposed to do with this?
you can put it
You can put
at the
yours
bottom.
At the bottom? Okay.
We'll pull another one too. Okay,
Put another
so
one?
Not yet.
not yet, but
Oh.
you can if you want to. We know you have it. You can if you want
Go
to.
ahead.
Okay. All right.
So I'm gonna.
I ain't trying to.
So
Fuck up
I'll
y'all.
start with you and then go to
Okay.
Gerrick. Okay.
Don't make
So-
me. Hey.
First of all,
Oh, you gotta tell us what you think about us.
yes,
Yeah,
everybody got
everybody
to.
answer.
Everybody got to
Gotcha,
go.
gotcha.
So Sequoia, you know what?
Girl, and I'm so please. Don't
No,
make
so
me
one
cry.
thing that I always tell you, right, is that I really just admire you as a mom.
Aw.
You know, and that's just like, because especially like, you're just somebody who, like, the way you mother your children, and it's not like, you know, like some people worry about becoming their children's friends. I think you have great boundaries with your kids, but it's clear to me that how comfortable your children are expressing themselves to you. And I really just admire that about you, the way you mother. I like love that you're not judgmental. You know, I can come to you and talk to you about anything, and you know what? And you check me if I'm wrong, and I appreciate it. But you do it out of love because you're not judgmental. So I love that about you. And also, I just love that you're just here whenever I need you. You know, like if it's an emergency, of course you're going to be here. But if it's not, you're like here anyways. You know, like unless you just literally choosing yourself. But even that I've learned from in regards to you. You know, like I've learned so many lessons from you about choosing me. You know, because of how you are about choosing yourself.
Wow, and that's new for me. So
Yeah.
I'm glad I can help. Thanks,
Welcome.
friend.
Wow, we have to get deep like this.
Okay, so I have to say something about Sequoia.
Uh-oh.
You got to talk about her when it's your turn. It's my turn.
Oh, I thought you was doing. I'm sorry.
No, I have to talk about you now.
Oh, okay.
So, I too admire how you parent. You know, the relationship that you have with your children.
Thank you.
I love how the relationship you aspire to have with your children. You know, like especially like being a black man. You know, and we know how petty women can be or whatever. You know, but like still pushing and going forward in your relationship with your children. You know, I love that you are family oriented. The way you care for your mother. You know, I admire that so much. You are very much patient and calm and relaxed and chill. And I think that's like a great thing to be. You know, y'all gonna make me start.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. It's my turn.
Yeah, you can go.
Talk about you now.
You can. It don't matter who you
We
start
already
with.
did, huh?
Right.
Oh yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
So
it's
Sequoia, I feel like, again, I echo the same sentiment about you as a mom. You seem to have a really great relationship with your kids, and I know that's based on work that you've done with them. You know what I'm saying? I also appreciate that you're a strong woman. I think Sequoia don't take no shit. Sequoia say how she feel. She don't take no shit, and I appreciate that. Sequoia is not a pushover. Sequoia is gonna speak her mind. She's gonna give her opinion. I think that Sequoia is a very great friend. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
One night,
Example.
I wasn't ready.
give you an example of how great of a friend Sequoia is. So one night, somebody got too drunk and like lost their wallet. We ain't gonna name no names. And they left it somewhere. And so, why you looking like that?
I'm just listening. I'm just taking it in.
All right. So Sequoia was ready to, you know, I had the wallet. Sequoia was ready to meet me, get the wallet, you know, just the communication, and because she understood that it was important that you had your wallet. You know what I'm saying? She's just a great friend. She's always gonna
and
be
I didn't even
there.
know I didn't have it.
So
even
how'd you get this?
right.
I'm like, thanks. Where'd this come from?
But I from that point, I sensed, and just having experiences talking to Ken, I sense that you're there, you're present, you're always gonna show up. So.
And you know what? And not to just like overwhelm you, but I went out on a date with my coworker on Saturday. Hey, Crystal girl, shout out to Crystal. And she was like, so she was telling me that it was hard for her to like check in on me when my mom had passed. But she was like, but it was okay. She's like, but I didn't feel bad because I knew you had Sequoia. Those were her words. So I knew you had a good friend who's gonna look out for you and make sure that you were okay. She said, so I just watched you from a distance, you know, like, but I didn't really know the words, so I didn't come to you until I knew I would have time with you and be able to talk to you. And I was just like, oh.
I wasn't done. She cut me off though.
Oh, damn. I'm sorry. My bad.
Sequoia also.
My bad.
Sequoia also is very good at respecting boundaries, which I haven't experienced with a lot of black women, honestly.
Wow.
Black women that I've experienced do not really respect boundaries, and you do, and I appreciate that about you.
Thanks.
Okay,
It's a
boundaries.
battle. It's a battle. It's a struggle every day.
Cause I be
But
friend.
I mean, look.
Okay.
Baby, this was a couple of doors I should have been knocking on.
Okay.
Sure.
I got a confession too. I'll tell you later. Okay, you want to tell her?
What's because you done told the whole world already, and now everybody.
So you
ready.
remember on Sunday, right? When you had pointed out the old man car. I followed them.
To his house?
I was going to say something, but then I was like, you know what? You probably shouldn't. So I kept going. But I did look. But Sequoia though, I did look. I was like, because he was in his car. And he had looked.
Oh my
And I kept driving.
goodness!
So yeah.
Y'all, Keisha, cause did you just hit this girl?
I'm sorry. I had to, because I was like, you know what? I'm finna go say something to this nigga. I was like, you know, then I was like, probably Sequoia wouldn't appreciate that. So I was like, let me think about my friend.
Okay.
She would probably be embarrassed. So let me just keep it moving.
Real quick. How are you supposed to hold a wine glass? Because I see
With
Sequoia's
the
holding
stem.
like this.
I hold it.
You're supposed to hold it like this, honestly.
I see you holding like this.
But
I've
I
seen
hold
people
it like this. I hold it like this. I
You're
hold it
supposed to
whichever
hold
way
it
I
with
want to
Did I
hold
smell
it.
it? Did y'all-
Yes. So the proper way to hold a wine glass is like this.
Okay.
However, you know, people can grip it. You can grip it like this also.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's why they have the
Corey.
stem.
Look what you just said to me.
Aw,
Who's that?
Corey.
He was on the.
He was on
first
episode 1. Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Talking about on the premiere.
Corey, what up, boy?
So now it's your turn. Oh, you just gotta do Gerrick because you
yeah,
did me. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Gerrick, you know we go way back since Cadillacs.
On 4
You
flat.
know, don't nobody know that.
Facts.
Well, I don't know.
Now
if
they do.
Anybody.
Facts.
Y'all, we went to church together when we was kids.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I can't
Oh
see
my
you
God,
today.
we're so old now. Oh my gosh. But since you've re-entered my life into her life, I'm seeing how good you are with my friend. Sorry. But you are a great person. I hear the stories about how you are with your mom, and I just really love hearing the type of man that you are, because you know I need somebody like this. I ain't gonna ask you if you got no brothers. I know you got a brother, but that's not it.
No.
That's not it.
No,
I am not pitching my brother.
I wouldn't even do that to you.
No,
I
I would, no. But, you know, you are a great person as well. And thank you for showing up for her. Whenever she needs you. Okay, guys, we're done being gay.
I know, right? So we just had to do this all in the beginning, right? Okay, let's see if these next few cards are going to actually get us to some spicy. Because yours started off spicy, and then we just started.
It was way too much.
I'll go first. Did I go last time? She went first?
I went first.
She went first, so it's on me?
I'll go first.
Okay.
What is the craziest thing you've ever done? You can answer first.
You want me to answer first?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The craziest thing I ever done?
Yes. Craziest thing you've ever done. I'll think about that.
Okay, so as you all know, I'm very petty. Like, very petty. I'm working on it. I've gotten better though. I've gotten a lot better. One time I was at work, and normally on jobs, I kind of let people do what they're gonna do. If you the type of person, you a slacker, you know, you gonna bullshit, you gonna come late, you ain't gonna do the job, you know, whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, people got their own, you know, way of doing things. I think I have a problem when you not doing your job affects me doing my job. Mm-hmm. That's the problem that I have. This person was affecting me doing my job, so I had a problem with it. I kind of set him up because he was lying to me, telling me that he had done something and he hadn't done it. Mm-hmm. And it affected me, and because he was my relief. Mm-hmm. Long story short, we had a conversation. He kept lying to me. I even rigged what we were doing and showed him, like, bro, I know you didn't do it.
Wow.
I know you didn't do it. So anyway, I came to him like, look, bro, it's all good. I know you ain't do it, but listen, if you do it or not, just let me know. Mm-hmm. That way, when I come in, that'll be the first thing I do. Mm-hmm. Because if I trust your word and I wait, and then I come back and you ain't did it, it's gonna make it even worse for me. Mm-hmm. So anyway, we had some lockers. We had locker rooms, and we didn't have any locks on the lockers. Mm-hmm. So I may have taken something out of his locker that he needed
to do his job,
like a medication, and I may have hid it. Why y'all judging me right now?
We're not judging you. We just listening very intently.
And I may have done something to it, and he had a medical emergency due to not having what he needed. I didn't know it was gonna be like that. I didn't know.
That is crazy.
I didn't know it was gonna be like that.
That is very crazy.
I didn't know it was gonna be like that.
Wow, that is crazy.
But yeah, so
wow,
I regret it.
Yeah,
I regret it. I took that too far.
That is very crazy.
Whoa.
I took that way too far. But this is why I took it to the extreme. Mm-hmm. And I regret it because he started snitching on me.
Wait a minute. So
I think what happened, he decided he would get in front of it because he thought I would snitch. So I think he decided he would get in front of it.
So it was kind of like revenge.
Exactly. And he snitched on me. And I feel like, you fucking up my livelihood. I got kids and I got a mortgage. Like, bro, don't fuck my job up. So I was like, oh, okay.
So get back.
And then that's what happened.
Okay. Wow.
Ooh.
I
wasn't expecting it. Not you just on here. Why would you do that?
You want some more?
No, it's fine.
You want some? You won't have no more for the rest of the show.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine.
You drank that really fast.
It's good.
Did you?
I'm trying to wine and grow.
But you drank it pretty fast.
I'm trying to wine and grow.
Okay, we're gonna get you some more because you need wine for the show.
This is the growth part.
Okay,
I already did the wine part.
The craziest thing that I've ever done. Craziest thing. I don't know what's really considered crazy. I haven't done anything like that. I guess my things would be adventurous, not so much crazy. But I guess people would think it's crazy. Like, you know, going into a bat cave, like literally with live bats. I went in. That's probably the craziest thing I've done. I went into a cave with live bats during a tour in what was he at, Cabo?
Did you see Bruce?
No, Bruce wasn't there, and I was so upset.
Gotcha.
But yeah, cause I'm like, I ain't did nothing crazy. Like, I mean, outside of driving and drinking and driving.
Huh.
That's probably the craziest thing I ever done. You know, like, but I have some stories.
Because obviously we got some stories. Okay?
Got some stories.
We got some stories.
You know, but trying to, you know, do better.
Okay.
So yeah, it's probably the most irresponsible thing I've done.
Yeah, that's probably that.
Yeah.
Crazy. I haven't done anything. I don't know. I mean, this not crazy. It's just, this not crazy. That's not crazy.
Well, friend, we done a lot of pop-ups. Is those crazy?
Not
Yes.
necessarily.
Those are crazy?
Yes.
No. They knew we was coming.
Well, okay. Cause
They be knowing we coming. Well, one
They
of them
know.
did. One of them always knew because he was scared. So he always
He didn't
anticipated-
know. He
he
thought
always
that it was
anticipated
I
my
done did a
pop-up.
couple
He didn't
drive-bys to
know.
make
He
sure
didn't-
niggas at home.
No, he didn't
When they
know.
said they was gonna
He thought
be
it was
at home.
possible that you would
Did a
pop
couple
up.
drive-bys.
He thought it was possible that you would pop up. He didn't know.
Very crazy, Corey.
Yes.
Because, you know,
very
you
crazy.
definitely got to do them drive-bys to make sure niggas at home when they say they're going to be at home. Just like, boop, boop.
I ain't did nothing crazy. I mean,
Pull up
I
on the
taped
kid.
somebody. I taped somebody conversation from their messages in their DMs on MySpace. This was that time.
Don't incriminate
their
yourself.
door.
Oh, wait.
We'll
This
get you
was
some more wine.
So many years ago.
Oh, okay. All right.
This was like my first year in college.
Okay.
Yeah, I taped
The
their
statute of
MySpace
limitations is
because I set up the account.
okay.
Because they asked me to set up their account, so I knew their password, and
Gotcha.
I seen them talking to somebody
Thank
that
you,
I
thank
knew, and they just made it seem like they were single. So
Mhm.
I just printed the conversation off, went to his house, taped it to his door, and
Printed it off and taped it to the door.
Wow.
And
This is in a
he
dorm.
definitely. No, he lived in an apartment.
Okay,
I lived in an
okay.
apartment too, though, because I had a baby at the time.
Okay.
But he saw it, and then I ended up running into him after the fact. He was like, "You gonna take this to my door, sir? That ain't even the problem. That ain't the real problem. Let's address the real problem,
Okay.
okay? Because this ain't even the worst that I can do. Let's address the real problem. Like, why are you lying?
Okay.
Why are you trying to play me like I'm a fool?
So did you end the relationship after
Oh
that?
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh yeah, but you know, that's about it. I mean, other than like pop-ups, that's all. But you know, they were all in fun. It wasn't like
It was all in
going
fun.
The pop-ups,
Okay.
but you know, but
For
even
who?
me posting the for me. So you know.
So you went on these missions too. You was in the
Oh,
comments.
it was
together.
for me
We was-
sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was for me sometimes,
Yeah.
you know. You
So-
gotta. That's why I said she's always there. She
That's
supports.
She's saying so casually.
terrible.
What?
He just also- well, we say casually.
How do I see the Facebook? I gotta go on Facebook. Never mind.
What?
Yeah.
See?
How do you see the Facebook Live?
No, I just wanted to see the comments.
Oh.
Right here.
Right here.
See him?
I remember.
But it's
we
on
talked
sorry,
about
sorry,
it in the
sorry.
last
Yeah.
number.
this. Who got a car now?
I do.
I got, well, y'all do.
Okay.
Oh, you don't.
If I were to interview your exes, what would they say about you?
Why are these questions
Well,
like this?
technically, oh, you can go first.
Why
You
he
go
already
first.
Oh,
went
no, he
first?
already asked. He asked us. Pop-ups.
Yes, very casually.
What would they say about me? Well, I mean, how many exes do I got? Like, are we just talking about, like, just regular relationships? Or are we talking about, like,
How many exes do I got?
situations?
Yeah, like an actual ex, somebody
Okay,
you were
okay,
in a
so
relationship
two.
with that
Okay.
you're no longer with.
Okay.
Sequoia's had 2 actual relationships. That's why
Adult
she wanted
relationships.
to
Okay,
know.
okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, one and
Is
a
it
half.
because you're just
One
selective,
third.
or you going through a long period of time where you just weren't dating, or just avoiding relationships?
I wasn't avoiding relationships.
Okay.
But I was dealing with avoidant men.
That's
You were avoiding men.
No, avoided men. So they were avoiding the relationship.
Gotcha.
So I like the way you phrased that. That was a very great way to phrase it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How would they describe you?
Y'all better say I'm loyal.
What would they say? Honestly.
Well, so I would say that they could say that.
Mm-hmm.
Mysterious to some. Oh wait.
Really?
You talking about exes? Sorry.
Someone
So
mysterious.
loyal.
Right. Like, I didn't know what she was
Cause I'm trying to remember trying to see if I heard what he said. Girl, Soraya watching this live. Girl, go to bed. Dependable.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You naming all the good shit. You naming all the good shit.
But I mean, I can name the bad stuff. But I mean, the good things that they would say, I'm gonna say that first.
What the head at?
Now she capping.
Nah, I'm just playing.
Can't be. They may say that I'm not affirming to them, like I don't affirm them.
Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's not like intentional all the way.
Right. Cause see that's my thing with answering this question. I could say what you have told me,
right?
Yeah.
But it's your perception.
Yeah.
I don't think that shit might be true. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
But I know it to be true because I noticed it myself.
Right. That's very honest, transparent of you.
I can be passive.
Okay. Nonchalant, passive, or like.
Give you a little bit of both.
Right.
Okay.
Give you a little bit of both. But my intention is not to be nonchalant by any means. It's just the fact that when it comes to stuff like even outside of relationships with other men that I've dealt with, it's just the fact that they feel like I'm just like real cool, calm, and collected. Like I don't feel anything, but it's not that. For me, everything that affects you don't affect me, and I know how to. I know how to not react to anything. If it don't bother me, I don't have a reaction to it.
Right,
it's just that simple for me.
Right.
Yeah.
I get you.
So, it's not me being nonchalant. It's just that I just don't have nothing for that.
Right.
Like, and you know, or even if I do, I don't have the words to say to you depending on what it is. I have to process whatever it is. But I'm not gonna react because I don't know how I feel right now.
Right.
You know, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
My turn?
I guess my turn.
Okay.
All my exes would say they tweaked on me.
This nigga.
No. But definitely that I'm a great person.
Bless you.
Thanks.
And
I
I
can't bless
second.
you?
It was a cough. Sorry.
I can't still bless you?
Thanks.
Blessing the coughs, the burps, all of the things. But no, that I'm a great person. That I'm fun to be around. That I'm very much responsible and loyal. I think that they would say that I'm too controlling. That I wasn't patient enough. That
what?
Yeah,
that one I definitely can't.
The last two I don't see.
Yeah. And I guess that's about it. But like overall, but they would say that I was a great person, just to have in their space, and they learned a lot from me. And these are things that they've actually told me. That's because I'm low key cool with all my exes. Like not that I talk to them or anything like that, but if I saw them on the street, I would be able to say, "Hey, how are you?"
Right.
And what's up, and they would be able to say the same
Still
things to me.
maintain a cordial relationship.
Right. So yeah. So I have no issues with anybody because it's like at some point you just realize that you just weren't for me. It's not that you're a bad person.
Right.
You're just not my person.
Some people just be bad people.
There's somebody for everybody.
Nah, some people be bad people.
Let me just say this. I haven't dated any bad people.
To me.
Okay.
Well,
yeah, I was just finna say, like, come on now.
Well, so this is the
right.
way, no, because this is the way I see it. I'm not gonna say they. Excuse me. Oh my God, something's tickling my esophagus.
Pause.
I didn't know how to say that without it sounded bad.
Something's tickling my esophagus.
Like, okay, so I try not to say that they're bad men. They just didn't know how to treat me, and because of the space that they in. But they not bad people because they can, anything can have them in this situation with the way they are.
Exactly.
And they can choose to change whenever they just can be different for the whole next person.
And I literally
so
just
that
started.
Mean that they're a bad person.
I just started listening to Dear Future Wifey.
Really?
And yeah, like not listening to it in general, just this
okay,
episode.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just started it though. But one thing she's already said, this caught my. She basically saying like, cause he was asking her like, how long were you married before? And she's like, I don't even remember. It was so long. It was the worst. Like basically, like it was so bad that she doesn't remember. But however, she was saying that no matter what, she never says anything bad about her ex-husband. She's like, because I think about who was I to attract this person to me. And I said, yes, honey. Because it's not about you being a bad person. It was about if you were to me a bad person, like where was I that I was able to attract this, like, or feeling like I wasn't worthy enough for anything better. And that's also something that attracts me.
But keeping in the fact that people are mirrors. So what is it?
Yes, that I'm supposed to be learning.
Man,
take the lessons and go.
Hello.
That's for somebody. Somebody out there, you needed to hear that.
Somebody.
Take the lessons and go. All right. Go ahead.
Y'all way too deep.
What's the Wine and Grow?
I see.
You said you wanted to wine and grow.
I do.
Okay, well go ahead. What your ex say about you?
My exes would say that I have a my way or the highway type attitude. I've heard that.
I feel that. Not about you.
I said you feel that?
Not about you, because I already heard something.
I've definitely heard that. I this is what I think though.
That's what I'm saying when I'm
okay, because you be having to correct it, but
this is what I think though. I think that you're supposed to learn from your experiences. I know that in my previous marriage that I let a lot of shit go. I'm telling you, I learned a lot as far as being a man from that experience. I let a lot of shit slide that I shouldn't have. So my boundaries are now like here because I've learned from those experiences.
Take the lessons and go. I just said.
Yeah, so I feel like what it is not a lot of women have experienced the type of man that I am now.
Wow, that's
so
real.
It seems like, like aggressive and, but I have boundaries that I'm not going to fold on. I have things that, I won't compromise. So when you're used to men that bend and, allow certain things and do this and do that and that don't have boundaries, and if they do, you're not respecting them, so they just kind of let the shit go. I think that a lot of women aren't used to those type of men. And now that I am that type of man, it comes off as, like I said, like, my way or the highway. So, yeah, that's one huge thing that I would say. I think that women would say that I lack romance. And I would agree. That's something I struggle with. That's something I definitely want to get better at. That's something I'm definitely actively trying to get better at. I did definitely get into a comfort zone. So that's all on me. Like, I take full responsibility and accountability for that. Like, I need to be better at that. It's just life be lifing.
What is romance?
I think romance is putting yourself in position to impress in a romantic kind of way. And like I said, I don't have many opportunities to do that because of just life, my schedule, my kids, shit like that. So I don't have those opportunities. But I have to be more intentional about creating those opportunities. I have to be more intentional about, leaning into that part in dating. And it's just something I got to think about. Like I said, I got so much going on in my mind that I have put that in the back burner, and I do understand that that's what women need in dating. I just have to be more intentional with it. Now I know romance is different to different women. If I wash the dishes, you might feel like that's romantic. If I,
put a
set
shed
up a
together.
picnic, if I set up a picnic or something, you might feel like that's romantic.
Yeah.
So I do understand, romance is different.
Yeah,
different
for
people.
sure.
So that's something I definitely would like to get better at. I don't want to be bad at that. I want to be better at that.
Okay. What's the comment? I can't.
He said first of all, okay. Learning your partner's romance language is very important.
Facts.
You can do some things you may think is romantic to you, but not to her.
Communication.
Period. Who's that? Darius?
Yeah.
Communication.
Hey, Darius.
That's Mr. Warren.
That
Yeah.
is.
Okay, what up,
And he
boy?
called you Mr. McKinney. A few comments up.
What up, boy?
Okay, y'all got cards still? Or you don't have a card, right? You just have one?
I read mine.
Okay.
I gotta get a new one.
No,
No,
because we finna move to these.
Do y'all take like intermissions?
No,
No.
you need an intermission?
I need to take a piss.
Oh.
I can do that right now.
Straight like that.
You can,
Okay.
you can go.
Straight like that. Straight like that.
My fault, y'all. I'm an old man.
All right. Well, it's just the girls.
Hey, Saul, on Instagram. Cause we got
What's up,
people
Saul?
on Instagram and on Face of the Book.
Face of the book. So, guys, just so y'all know why we taking this intermission. So, Sequoia and I have been talking about like the next couple of seasons. So, if you've been following us for a while, we're never having a next season.
What? Girl, what?
I know, right?
What did you say?
I don't know. Every season is like the last season for us.
We're not gonna say it this time because.
But this
that's
time
what
we actually are planning next, like more seasons. And just to give, I do want to throw out what our theme is for next season, just in case people want to volunteer to come on.
Oh yeah.
So next season we're halfway through this
Make this a clip,
season,
too.
right? So you said what?
Let's say make that a clip too.
Okay. So yeah, so next season, season 8, we're going to be doing couples all season, and we're going to be talking about what they have learned in their experience with each other. So if you are a couple or you just an individual watching this who has a partner who you think may be good to be on the show, you and that person together, you're open and honest, please let us know if you would like to be featured on season 8. We definitely have some couples in mind already. But of course, we love when people say, "I want to come on the show," because it'll be like, for real. It just do something to our little hearts.
Yeah, because we really didn't even. We only went this season. We only went with people that we thought of.
Yeah, and then we started getting people wanting to be on the show. We was like, damn, we already filled the episode. So we definitely want to leave it open to people who want to be on the show. So even if you got a couple that you like to, what is the word? To nominate to be on the show. You like, okay, I think this couple would be good on the show. Let us know.
So
Also, do y'all think we should get a YouTube channel?
Oh, I'll tell you after, because I found out the other day.
Okay. But we've been talking about if we should, because...
I was going to say it. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead. Wow. Wait, which one? Okay. Cause which one we talking about? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, dang, he probably would have been good on the show.
Yeah, but it was too late. Because remember, I
Yeah,
told you.
for sure.
Yeah.
So we also thinking about, just so y'all know, some upcoming
Definitely get a YouTube. Go ahead.
So this intermission, so we just promoting all of the things, right? So we're definitely considering having a live event at the end of this season, right? We want to get a panel of men, different men who have been on the show, and kind of do this experience live. So stay tuned, out there for that. So we definitely got that in the works or whatever, probably be something very intimate for you guys, type of backyard party type of event. So yeah, just stay tuned.
Party.
Stay tuned. Follow Ken&Kay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, which is
Yours,
Wine&Grow. Wine&Grow on Instagram. Wine&Grow on Facebook.
JT talk about some stop whispering.
I know, right?
It's
She know that's
guys.
rude.
You'll be all right.
Okay, go ahead, Squid.
What are your views on monogamy? Would you prefer to live a different lifestyle? Explain your answer.
So would I go or he goes? I don't know. I don't think it matters.
It don't matter.
I like monogamy. Even though I would, I ain't gonna lie. I've considered other lifestyles, like being in a polygamous relationship. I think it depends. Like for me, it was about the person who I was dating, you know, and just trying to, again, just be all of the things. So I've considered it. Like, and also when I was single, I was just like, I like this single lifestyle. Like, so it's like, could I do this? Like, have somebody who's my person and then still date other people. You know what I'm saying? Polygamy or whatever. So, like, that could be fun. But ultimately, I'm a jealous person. So, I'm going to be thinking about what you're doing with this other person. And, you know, if you're not here with me and I want you here and this is your day with that person, I'm going to be upset. Right. You know, so I just think, I just think that I work better in a monogamous relationship. But I do not... look down on anybody who practices any other things, because I think like that's admirable, honestly, if you can handle that type of thing, because I think it could be fun. That could be fun, but I just don't think I could really handle it.
We can go here.
What was the question?
What is your views on monogamy and
would you prefer a different lifestyle? Explain your answer.
No, I can't handle a polygamous relationship. I couldn't handle that. My views on monogamy, as long as y'all both in agreement with how y'all want to, have y'all relationship. One person can't have a different view or ideology. Y'all got to be in agreement with it. I feel like it's a beautiful thing. I feel like you can make it what you want to. It's just y'all got to have communication.
For sure.
So yeah, that's my view. And then would I have a different lifestyle?
Would you prefer a different lifestyle? Or would you prefer to live a different lifestyle?
I'm cool.
Like, you wouldn't be swingers? You wouldn't have a swingers party?
STDs are real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I believe in that. So.
JC said, I want 2 wives.
But is your wife okay with that?
Right.
Is the question.
Pros and cons with each: security for monogamy, freedom for polygamy. Saul said that. LOL. Sorry, I didn't put your LOL.
Wait, what did he say? Freedom and what?
Pros and cons with each is security for monogamy, freedom for polygamy.
So that's the pro. What's the cons? I'm waiting on. He must be still typing. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Mine's, polygamy is for who it's for. It's not nothing I studied or care to think about being in. So yeah, I would prefer, because that's what I know too is monogamy. But even just thinking about first of all, y'all, in real life, I am not a people person. Let's just start there.
I make her a people person.
That's hard to believe.
Let's just start there. I'm just very social. Like, I know how to be social, but I am not a people person. And I don't need all that. I don't need it. It's overstimulation to a point. I don't need all that. I don't need all that. Please. One person be a lot for me.
Yeah.
So
the responsibility
to have to just keep up with the things of other people in a relationship. I got kids.
Dang, I thought you said you wanted to go to dinner on Thursday. Oh, that wasn't you. Oh, my bad.
Even if we in me and my person got these, it's too now. Obviously, it's also having other helpmates around. Yeah, that's a benefit if it's something like that. But my mind can't take it. I already got too much stuff going on in there.
So we all.
Then I got these kids
on one accord with that.
I'm okay.
We love it, but we can't do it.
I'm okay.
It sounds good, but no, not for me. Yeah.
Saul said, "Laugh myself. Cons can get boring with monogamy and lack of continuity with polygamy."
For real. No, for real, for both. I agree with both.
Gerrick said, in all honesty, monogamy is not a man's nature. It only benefits the woman.
I've heard that a lot though.
And I you know what, Darius? What he's showing us though, from last week and this week, is that he's very traditional, right? Like in the way he thinks. and as far as like a man and what a man is, like, because even this comment about polygamy, you know, like that's just what a man is going to do, type of a thing, and like so a woman is just not but nowadays, right, when we talk about us modern women, like more women are open. If you just talk to me about what it is that you want, you know, and then allow me the opportunity to choose that for myself, because there are a lot of women who are willing to do that, you know, with the person who's going to protect them, right? So you let me know, again, setting boundaries. You talked about this, like just setting boundaries in the situation and say, okay, if I call, because I've listened to Hard or Soft, they talk about this a lot, like polygamous relationship. Like, if I call you, I know I'm number one, so no matter who you with, you gonna answer my call, you gonna come to me, regardless. And those people, I should say those, but they gotta understand that, you know, but like that I'm number one.
But see, a man who's knows what he's doing is gonna make all y'all feel like y'all number one.
And but that's how it should be too. But I'm just saying, like, it's as far as the honesty, right? Because a lot of men who want to be polygamous do it in private. They cheat. But just give your woman the opportunity to say, okay, that's cool if you want to do that. Because a lot of times you can't handle what you dish, which is a question that we got on the first episode. Like, a lot of men can't dish what they put out there. So you like polygamy, but you like it for you. You don't want it for your woman. Let's just be honest. You don't want your woman to be polygamous.
But they don't want polygamy.
Exactly.
They just want to still be
out here. You want to have multiple wives, but you want me to sit here and wait on you.
Yeah.
And that's not what we gonna do. That's not what the modern woman gonna do. Oh, you gonna do it? I'm gonna do it too. I will say there is some science that supports Darius's comment. Of course, because men created science. So of course. Of course, everything is going to point to that direction to make it feel like it's true for y'all. Like, we get it though. All right,
so Jeremy says 3 incomes. We can get $1 million household, no problem.
Somebody laughing at me because I said men created science.
A man can live 4 lives and make all 4 feel like they are number one. I just said that.
Yeah.
Darius said women are only cool with polygamy if that man is a high value man. The top tier 5% of men. A man making $40K cannot demand polygamy.
Listen, Darius.
A man making $40K can demand polygamy.
It's many girls out here that like, come on now.
It's like y'all
know the type of women that I know.
Look. Darius said men also created the tampon you use every month.
I don't.
Fire.
Darius, George Washington Carver made tampons out of a peanut.
Listen, anyways, let's get to these questions. Because Darius, you're not about to make us go there with you.
Saul said he agreed with Darius. He said communication and transparency.
Right, which is what I said. Y'all not finna gang up on us. Y'all not about to gang up on us.
Jeremy says we did cause.
Where's all of these men coming from?
We did because we use
Facts.
You know what? Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Not to season the gang up on Ken&Kay. Because first of all, we are here to love y'all. We trying to understand, you know, like. But I just feel like y'all need to give women more credit for what we actually want, and I think that's the problem, is that women have been led to be so shy and timid when it comes to sex and what we desire. So naturally you feel like my woman won't want this. But you listen, talk to your woman. Trust me, you not doing everything that she wants you to do. It's somebody else that could do it. So if you want to be that way, just have an honest conversation with her. It's many women out here who would do that. And it's not just women who want a man who up here. It can be the low street nigga. And it's some, what do y'all call them nowadays? Hoes, right? Them hoes is because they want to be polygamous. That's why. That's why they out here running the streets with all these different dudes.
You said hoes because they want to be polygamous.
Yeah.
What you mean?
Because they want multiple men. So that's why they out here being hoes.
Oh, gotcha.
So if somebody just wifed her and allow her to still do that, then that's a polygamous relationship.
My understanding of polygamy is there's still a level of commitment to at least one person.
That's what I'm saying. So if somebody wifed her, then it still allowed her to feel that's her being a hoe, right? But this is her main nigga. But
okay, so
but it looks so bad for a woman because, again, we're looked at as hoes because we got relationships with multiple dudes.
Okay, so what's the alternative? Because I know polygamy is a man having multiple wives. I think there is a term for a woman that has multiple husbands. What is that?
But why is there a different term?
Polyamorous? What's the...
Polyamorous is the relationship being open in general to multiple people.
It's a term for...
But the fact of the matter is we only talk about men having multiple wives. We don't talk about women And that's what I'm saying. Like, it benefits men more than women, is what Darius said. Yeah. But it's not the fact, it doesn't have to. If more men allow women to be comfortable and
this nigga going off.
Of course he is.
He said we give women too much credit.
Yeah.
Nah, you don't give them enough credit.
Silent ones for centuries.
But I'm speaking for myself.
Sia said, Corey, remember I told the kids dad wanted polygamy, a joke. Girl.
Okay, what y'all think about this? He said, Darius said, polygamy is not a woman's nature. Women get emotionally attached. Y'all feel like there's some truth to that?
Not always.
But generally, do you feel like it's true? That's true.
I feel like men get emotionally attached.
If they want to go by the fact that women are emotional creatures, yeah, but I don't feel like I wouldn't say all women get attached. Right. I think that the women that y'all dealing with who is not ready for these type of situations,
they're not being honest with themselves. They're not being honest with themselves.
And y'all are not really truly being honest with these women.
Exactly.
So that's why they get attached.
What is it? Who was that? Kim. Let's take gender out of the equation. People get attached. It's your nature. If you're spending time with somebody, you're having sex with them, you're going to build an intimate connection naturally. So people just get attached with people. You know, like, it's like, I feel like, of course, women are naturally, right, nurturers and stuff. You want to look after somebody, but we always don't do those things out of feeling like we want to do it. Sometimes we just feel like that's just who we are. It doesn't mean there's any emotion behind it. We're just going to do it.
So you all don't believe that naturally women are emotional and they get attached naturally? Y'all don't believe that?
That's what I just said. If we're going off the fact that it said that women are emotional creatures, then yes, women do get attached. But I think that because we speak in generalizations, right? So we're saying we're saying it's all men and all women, but all these people is not like this.
Right. Exactly.
All these people is not like
They're
this.
not, and I think, and that's just what I'm speaking to, is the people. Like, I think we generalize women and men to be this way when there are plenty of people who are not that way, and we don't take consideration for those people. Right. So, like, let's stop saying women are like this when women are not like that. That woman that you dealt with or that woman that you spoke with is like that.
Okay,
not
so
all women.
It sounds like what you're doing is you're arguing against what we have been taught and conditioned that a woman's nature is.
I think, yes, I am arguing that. I am arguing.
Okay, so listen. So you feel like women have now evolved past what we've used to learn that you guys' nature is.
I feel like what was taught to people in general about a woman, how a woman is and is supposed to be, was placed on a woman. I don't feel like that was ever the woman's nature. I feel like it was placed on a woman. I feel like women have never been able to choose the way that they want to show up in a relationship. We have always been taught to do that. Okay, that's how I feel.
So speaking today, what is it? June 7th, 2023. Define what a woman's nature is today in general.
I can just describe my own. In general, though, we're in this soft girl era. I think more women are becoming in tune with their femininity. They're desiring relationships and partners, people who can provide for them. And they're trying to become women who are, like I said, more feminine, more submissive. They're trying to learn. That's what I feel when I'm hearing women and seeing women. I don't know, it could just be the women that I follow because of the journey that I'm on. And I was going to say, the journey that I'm on, I attract these type of people into my life. So what I'm seeing is a bunch of women who are trying to become something better.
Because we are learning a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Like this,
it's a lot of trauma.
I'm about to say, we are triggered by a lot of things. We
have
to unlearn a lot of things to be in the space that we in right now.
It sounds like what y'all saying is there's a lot of unhealed women out here.
It is.
Yes, but that's what
it is. But it's a lot of unhealed.
Which would change the nature. Which would change the nature.
But women they're unhealed, right? Because something happened to them. So what happened to women is the fact that things were placed on us that we did not want. That's what created the trauma to begin with. It's just like when you talk about black people being placed in a place that we didn't want to be, we didn't choose to be, and then being forced to do things that we didn't want to do. That's what happened with women in all different places.
You agree with this?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's coming from somewhere, y'all. Like, right. I ain't even never talked like this before. It's coming from somewhere. I ain't even never talked like this before. It's coming from somewhere though, because I feel real passionate right now.
Yeah, no.
For real.
As you should.
Like, because it just really, like, I just think
can I touch your phone?
Women are not, like, given enough credit for what we're trying to, who we're trying to be, and what we're trying to become for the man. And I feel like that's and so often and I feel like the woman, and I gotta put this card down, because when women got away.
You saw something.
Because Darius' comment made me think of this video that I just saw.
But no, when we think about the women, right, that we're really.
I can't wait for Darius' episode.
When we thinking about the women that we're talking about, women who don't respect a man.
Be here for that?
Sure. Women who don't respect a man, women who are not submissive, women who, it's trauma. It's a trauma response, right? So those women were never exposed to anything better. So of course that's what you're going to get from them. I just think we don't allow women a place to, even how we talked about men being in a place to be vulnerable, right? We want men to be able to be vulnerable and then open up and do their traumas, but then men don't want to give women the same grace.
Okay, so Darius, let me ask you this.
This is not Darius' episode, first of all. We got questions for you. I'm still
gonna ask my question.
Go ahead.
Darius, do you think that nature can change? A woman's nature, do you feel like it can change, it can evolve, it can become something different? I understand that the word nature means at its core. I get that. But I think
That's crazy.
I think it's possible for the nature to change. Do you think that that's possible? I just want to ask.
Hold on. Okay.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So knowing what you know now, is there anything you would do differently in any of your past relationships?
Facts. Oh,
No, it's for you.
Go ahead.
It's for me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's some things that I would do differently. I would have created my boundaries. I would have stood in my boundaries. I think that's the main thing. I would have definitely stood in my boundaries. I would have created I guess you can't create boundaries. So my thing is, I feel like boundaries.
Or you can't?
I can. I think you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just felt like part of me feels like boundaries are something that's natural. You feel something, so you're saying, okay, this I'm not going to.
Yeah. That's what you would think. Everybody would do, but no.
Because I feel like it's phony if I just created a boundary, like, no, I don't want to eat chicken on Tuesdays. That's a boundary I've created. Like, I feel like that's phony because I don't really feel that way.
Yeah.
I feel like I can eat chicken whenever I want to. I think people do create fake boundaries.
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know.
Then that's a preference.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. But I would have stood taller in my boundaries, for sure.
Okay.
Y'all, first of all, the comments ain't never moved this
So
fast.
you said, I kind of heard you, but you were saying that you feel like boundaries can't be created? Is
No,
that what
you
you
said
said?
they can be.
Oh, okay,
They can be, yeah.
okay. I was making sure. I was like, okay. Go ahead, Square.
This is not a question that's on the card.
She said, "Bingo, Sydney, what you talking about?"
No, she responded to somebody else's comment.
Oh, how do men?
My question: do you feel that men respect their boundaries more than females do?
Do men
respect their boundaries?
Respect a female's boundaries?
No.
Your boundaries that you have set.
Do
Do you respect your boundaries more than a female does?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Men
You
fold.
personally,
Men
or
fold
men?
all the
Really?
time. Men fold
I
all the
would
time.
definitely
I thought it was
disagree.
the other way around.
I
too.
feel like it's less real niggas in the world than it is regular niggas in the world.
Wow, really?
Yes, absolutely.
Because I definitely would think that women
Absolutely.
fold a lot more.
Way
But I guess,
faster.
but that just speaks to who we are as individuals. I think.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what I'm
Absolutely.
saying. Like, you really can't speak for
It's
a
so
whole
bad.
group of men. You
Listen,
can't.
it's so bad that they've created a word for it. It's called a simp. They've created a word for it. They've created a word for it. Yeah, like it's a word
I used that for the first time this
I'm
week.
like,
It's called a simp.
I
I'm
know
using it again.
Oh my gosh! But like the comments, y'all ain't never moved this fast.
First
okay?
of all, Sequoia, you were
It's a lot
just
of
saying,
comments.
I hope people come back because last week was kind of light,
Yeah, it was.
but they hear
This
it.
is wild, y'all.
They hear it. They hear
Okay.
it. Maybe it was the I don't know, but
it was just laid
Maybe.
back.
Go ahead.
Like it ain't. Like it couldn't be me. Like that's crazy.
What does love mean to you?
Garrett.
Yeah.
Oh, what does love mean to me?
Yeah.
Woo.
Oh, this is a good one.
Oh, because
What does love mean to me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Love means putting someone else's needs before your own.
Mm-hmm.
That's what love means to me.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming responsibility for someone and their feelings, their emotions, being considerate of someone's feelings and emotions, and I believe that can be on many different levels. Friendship, it could be the relationship between a son and a father, a daughter and a father, a mother and a son, or that's love. Me showing you love is me thinking about you and considering you and acting on that consideration. Putting my needs before yours. That's what love means.
So love is an action word to you.
Absolutely.
Not a feeling.
Absolutely.
Okay, great answer. You got something you want to say? Because you read in the comments.
It's a lot of them, so.
No, I was looking at Sydney.
Sydney.
She said it's funny. You can go from a sweet, submissive female
I just read that
to
too.
Gucci Mane little sister.
And that's why I was just
And be a
smiling like
dog.
that because I was reading that.
No, for real. No, for real.
You can, Sydney.
For real.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like you receive information better from other men or from women when it comes to you?
I feel like I receive. Well, I don't know. It just depends on the source. It depends on my trust level with the source. It could be a woman. It could be a man. I think it depends on my trust level. I don't think it's gender specific. If I feel like you have my best interest, if I feel like you're someone that has something to offer me as far as an opinion, I don't think it has to be it's gender specific.
Okay. Because we asked that because a lot of women feel like sometimes they can be trying to tell their partner something, and then I'm like, I've been telling you this for weeks, and then you go out and talk to your friends, and they're like, oh, you should do blah blah blah, and it's like, oh, now it's you are a new person and you're doing it when I've been telling you something for weeks.
That's because I don't trust you. You maybe have led me astray at some point. You maybe have steered me in the wrong direction at some point. You maybe have lied to me at some point. You maybe have, manipulated me at some point. I don't trust you.
Wow, that's a mouthful right there.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't think anybody has ever looked at that way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like why is your man not listening to you?
Yeah.
When you're telling them, or it can just be the delivery.
Yeah.
Right, because I've heard a lot of
Facts.
men say this. All right, I can't speak to the experience, but if a woman they feel like nagging them, then you're going to not listen.
I agree, Queen Nyla. She said, "Oh, they have trust." Oh, her name is Keisha.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Keisha? She said, "Or they have trust issues."
Yeah.
Are you prepared to receive a submissive woman?
These are some great questions.
Absolutely.
What is a submissive woman?
What is a submissive woman?
Mm-hmm.
A woman that allows you to lead.
Oh wow, this is literally my next question. What is the proper way to lead in a relationship? So, what is the proper way to lead in a relationship?
I think the proper way to lead in a relationship is to consider all aspects, right? And to make your decision based on the information that you have, to be able to pray for the answer. You can't just rely on just your wisdom all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You got to pray. You got to seek God and, whatever it is that you're trying to do. If, just whatever. It could be a small decision and be a big decision. And I think that makes it easier for women to be submissive if they know that you're being led by God. Because what woman is going to argue with God?
And that's literally a lot of women's arguments. Like, okay, I'm going to follow you, but who's leading you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what makes you feel like you're personally ready to receive a submissive woman?
What makes, say that again?
What makes you feel that you are personally ready to receive a submissive woman?
Because I believe that I'm led by God. I feel like I'm not just making these decisions on my own. I feel like a good leader listens to his soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a good leader, considers all angles. And it's not just being selfish and feeling like, okay, I'm just going to do what I want to do, So yeah, I feel like you have to consider everything. You have to consider all possibilities, all options, all results. You can't just make a knee-jerk. You can't just have a knee-jerk reaction.
So and I don't know if this is one of the questions in the cards, I may be overstepping, but
I'll try
what
to
is
ask
the So what is it? Because a lot of women have trouble with being submissive because they feel like they're being controlled.
Mm-hmm.
So to you, what is the difference between a man who's controlling a woman versus a man who's receiving a submissive woman, or a woman who's being controlled or being submissive?
Okay, so it's the spirit in which you're leading, and a lot of times it's the perception of the woman.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I don't think a lot of women have experienced a true leader. A lot of women would prefer a softer, much more. But see, my issue is, you can't choose the type of leadership you want to be under. Meaning, okay, let's look at it in sports terms. Look at a basketball team. You got a coach. The coach is saying, hey, we practicing at 7 a.m. on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all just had a game on Sunday. Practicing at 7 a.m. on Monday. As a player, you like, well, coach, we just played a game. I don't want to practice on Monday. Is the coach supposed to say, oh, okay, well, you don't want to practice Monday, we'll just practice Tuesday? Or is the coach supposed to say, listen, this is the information. This is why we need to practice on Monday. You need to follow my lead. I think a lot of women want to pick and choose the type of leadership that they want, but I don't think that's.
But what you said is key, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
you described a leader who explains to their followers why I'm making this decision,
Yeah.
versus somebody saying, right, who's being controlled. And I feel just saying, do what I'm telling you to do,
Exactly.
and there's no explanation behind it. I don't have to tell you nothing.
Oh no, you got to communicate the vision.
Yeah.
You got to communicate the vision, for sure.
So just to sum up your words, then a submissive woman, you can tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Submissive woman is a woman who knows how to follow a good leader. A good leader is somebody who has a vision, has someone who they're submitting to, but also communicates the vision to that woman.
Facts.
Got it. Okay. Y'all heard that? I like it.
Sydney said, as long as the decision is in my best interest.
Well,
So
Sydney,
basically,
the thing is-
so what you just did.
The thing is, Sydney, you might not see it. You might not see it right away.
Let me
Let
tell
us
you
answer
this.
it as women.
Let me tell you this.
Okay.
So because and this is speaking from just the perspective of being single, and we've done so much on our own, especially with us having kids. We've done so much on our own, so we know what it looks like to us.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know what it looks like to have another man truly lead us.
Yeah.
So you have to fall into that. If you're not ready for that, then you're just not ready.
Exactly.
But you have to be prepared for a real man
Exactly.
to actually lead you. But you have to also be ready to listen
Exactly.
to this man. And it's not about battling what he says. If he's giving you the vision, see the vision.
Exactly.
Hey,
So,
can I
like,
say
and my
something?
whole thing, let me say this first,
Go
though.
ahead.
But my whole thing is trust, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, why are you with somebody who you feel like can't trust that something is in your best interest? Are you really sure that it's your best interest? Or, like Sequoia said, are you really just being selfish and just thinking, well, this is what's better for me, but is it really better for the whole, right? Because I feel like that's the job of a man who really knows how to lead a family, is to think about, okay, yeah, this may be better for me in the moment to go do this first. However, for my family, this is the better decision. And so you have to, again, going off what Sequoia said, be able to receive a man who's going to make decisions for everybody, not just for him and not just for you. So you have to definitely shift your perspective of what's in your best interest.
Yeah.
You know, so
And Vanessa said, a leader, not a tyrant. I agree. Sydney said, you can lead without being demanding, disrespectful, and overbearing. Be worth me submitting to you. Right. So, Sydney, that's not a leader. That's just a nigga that want to tell you what to do.
Right.
Exactly.
You gotta
That's
have
why-
to discern
and that's
what
why I
the
asked
difference
you-
is.
Let me say this. You might not always see the vision right away. But I don't think you should submit blindly. I don't think women should just blindly submit to niggas.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you should look at the nigga's life, you should look at the nigga's track record, and you should base your experience with him off of you submitting. If he has led you down the wrong path 20 times, the 21st time, you have every right to feel like, I don't know, bro. Like, this shit might not, you know what I'm saying? You have every right to feel
But
like
that's
that.
why I brought up the word trust. Because why are you with
gotta
somebody who you don't trust?
But you could trust a nigga and he still make wrong decisions. I feel like it shouldn't be blind. I'm not telling you to just go into it blindly. You should look at the man's life. Right? Look at how he lives.
But
look at his life.
That's
look
in
at
the
look at the decisions he makes
exactly.
for himself.
Exactly. So that should be happening in the dating phase when you're courting somebody, because women are supposed to court too.
You'd be surprised. I talk to a lot of women. You'd be surprised. A lot of women don't look at the right things. A lot of women don't ask the right questions.
That's the point.
So that's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's what we're doing here now.
Right. Mm-hmm. I agree. So I'm saying, don't do it blindly.
Yeah.
I would never tell you to just follow a nigga or just listen
Y'all
to what
gotta pay more attention.
Sydney, we finna come out of that. I'm too independent on my own. What about you? Should I give my all to and allow you to make decisions for me?
Baby
Listen.
Girl, you want to come to my retreat on Friday? Text Sydney.
For real.
No, for real. We gonna hit you up.
For real.
Because we need to talk to you in person.
No. So, but that's still coming from the things that you've been through. You ain't, because you don't trust right now. So that's you're speaking from a place of trauma.
Yeah.
And that's just really what it is. You ain't allowing yourself to allow somebody else in to be able to love you properly. Mm-hmm. That's really what it is. You can't just say I'm too independent. You independent because you have to be,
exactly.
Not because you want to be.
Exactly. Because I don't want to be independent.
Baby, hello.
But I can do it, right?
I know I can. It just lets me know that I
don't want to do it.
I don't want to do this.
I don't want to do it.
This shit is ghetto.
It is.
Hello.
Like I want somebody to do it for me. Okay. So listen.
See.
Crazy we're getting these questions.
Keisha trying to keep Sydney accountable. She says, Sydney, that's automatically coming into the relationship with the defense wall built up.
Exactly.
I fuck with Keisha.
Yeah. Hey
Keisha
girl.
have some words, okay? Keisha have some words. You hear me?
Okay. So yeah, Sydney, we need you at the retreat on Friday. We're gonna hit you up after this, and we're gonna figure out how to make that happen. Because
I thought we were saying her. She tried to
She's trying
to join the live.
Listen. Okay, so next question. What is your view of a traditional woman? Why? These questions are flowing right in together.
How many was this?
Okay, what's my view of the traditional woman? I don't know. I think the definition has changed. I think that by definition, a traditional woman is a stay-at-home mom. A traditional woman is a homemaker. That's what we have been conditioned to think and believe a traditional woman is. Mm-hmm. But I think a traditional woman is a bunch of different things. I think women nowadays, I think you can become a hybrid. I think you can be a modern woman and a traditional woman. I think you can do modern woman things and still be traditional.
What's a modern woman?
I think a modern woman. So the definition of modern is a newer version of the old thing, right? That's the definition of modern. Just a newer version of something. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that there's any real definition to these things. I think that.
So you think it's experience based, like what you saw traditionally?
I think it's based on societal norms. I think it's based on, what we see on TV, what we see with our parents and our grandmothers, and I don't think it's any real definition to it. So I had an auntie, my cousin Lee, Lee, his mom.
She like, okay.
She was a homemaker. She didn't work. If she did, she had part-time jobs, but she didn't really work. She stayed at home. She cooked the meals. She did the laundry. She took care of the house. She was a traditional woman. I feel like women nowadays, modern women, can become hybrids of that. I feel like you can still do those things at home, but still be a boss, be a professional. Be a woman that owns her own business and does her own thing and handles her own business and still takes care of the kids and do this and do that.
We're gonna start a new hashtag hybrid woman, because I'm a hybrid woman.
Yeah, I think that I think it's a difference in society. I think the social and economic stance and place that we are in, just as a country, just as people, has just changed all of these definitions.
Right, for sure.
Because nowadays, I think it's very hard to live off just one income.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I think both people have to work.
Yeah.
So, by definition, if you're a traditional woman, you can't be. By definition, you can't be a traditional woman if you have a job or if you have.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I think all this shit has changed.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. So with the times. Okay. So last question from our questions, and then we'll do a icebreaker and wrap up the show.
Can I go potty after this?
For sure.
How does your relationship with your friends change when in a committed relationship?
Me?
Yeah, yeah. This is all you, baby.
I mean, there's certain boundaries. You know, just out of respect for the relationship. My nigga, don't call me at 2 o'clock in the morning no more, bro. You know, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to pop out. I have other responsibilities. I have to share my time. I have to share my resources. I have to share myself with someone else. So it's the expectation. The expectation changes from your friends, but does the relationship change? Nah, the relationship shouldn't change. Just the expectations. Don't expect me to. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish.
Yeah, don't expect me to be as available as I once was. I think that's the only change that should happen.
So do you feel like almost like unintentionally or intentionally that your woman begins to come before your friends then?
Does your woman become... Nah, I don't think... This might sound bad. I don't think there's any necessary order, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's based on... I don't think it's... I was gonna use the word priority. I think it's based on a priority.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that doesn't mean that you are any less important. Sometimes I just got shit to do. If I got to get off the phone with you because I'm handling this, or that doesn't mean that what I'm doing is more important to you. I just got shit to do. Like I feel like people just put way too much importance on, you know, just rank and priority of where you are in my life. It's just like, nah, it's not. I don't think it's that difficult. I don't think it should be that cut and dry on, you know, just priority, I guess.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull mine. So let me go potty. I didn't want to say pee, but I just did.
These are the last cards.
Okay.
She said it's about balance between both, but your partner should be priority.
Okay. I respect that.
See, I'll call you. I'll be waiting for my call, Koya. Okay. Keisha also said, when you find the right man, the walls will come down and you won't want to be independent. Is that it?
I didn't
New World Order.
I didn't want to be independent before I found the right man.
Hello.
I was already giving that shit up. I was giving it up. Because at the end of the day, you have to get to a place before you get with somebody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, to attract that into your space or to receive that properly, you know? Yeah. So, did you just elbow me?
Not intentionally. I'm sorry.
I'm like, you trying to tell me something?
No,
like,
so
like, not you just elbow me.
Okay. It's a balance. Yes, Keisha, it's a balance. I agree.
Dang, did we get more comments on Instagram? Like, wait on Sequoia. Talking about wow, Ken. What did I say, Saul? I don't even know. It was a while ago. Because I don't know what he's responding to. I know, right? I wish we could see everybody who was on here right now.
Now I don't feel bad about having to go to the bathroom.
Oh, I've went twice since we've been live. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get these next questions going. So what was the lowest point of your life and how did you recover?
Wow. I've had not a lot of low points. I've had a few low points. The lowest point of my life. What was the lowest point of my life? A very low point that I was at was when my daughter's mother passed away. And having to repair my relationship with my daughter. She was told a lot of things and she was manipulated, and just having to repair that relationship. You know, we were just in a space that we had never been in before, and I felt really bad because I'm like, you know, like, how did we get here? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, having to repair that relationship, I just felt like a bad father. I felt like maybe I hadn't done enough to combat whatever she was being told. You know, maybe I hadn't, you know, I don't know. It was weird. It was weird. She and you know, a lot of that repairing we're still doing today. We're in a much better space. But you know, it's a continuous thing that we have to work on.
Yeah.
You know, she has to be intentional. I have to be intentional. So.
Okay.
So yeah, that was one of my lowest points. Feeling like I had failed as a father.
Well,
like a real
definitely glad that you are recovering from that properly.
Thank you.
Sequoia, what would you say was the lowest point of your life, and how did you recover?
I never thought I would say this on camera.
Okay.
The lowest point of my life. I'm gonna give an exact time frame. No, I won't. I mean, no.
For the really
I'm
real.
not gonna do that because that would. I mean, the lowest point in my life was when I had to live with you. I mean, of course, it wasn't because of you.
No, I know that.
Yeah,
Was it here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to live.
Do they know we in your house?
I would think
they
so.
should.
My mama right there.
And your granny right there. So,
Right. My mama right there.
because I basically had lost everything. Like, I mean, the only thing I had to me was my car, and
I was there.
oh, okay, yeah, I get it now.
I've been there before. Not there.
And you know, I mean, even though I was still in the area because my mom had the house that I had, so because now I have that house, but you know,
That's what's up.
yeah. So my kids would stay with her though, so yeah, that was my lowest point.
Okay. What about you?
I guess, like, I think people expect me to say when I lost my mama, but that really wasn't the lowest point of my life. Like, going off of what you said, when I had to live with Korean.
Yeah.
You know, after my spat with
Your situation.
with my situation, you know, having to send my son home at that time. You know, right now my son is with his dad, but it's by choice. I had to send him with his dad a few years back by force because I wasn't in the proper space to care for him. You know, again, living in my friend's basement, I don't think anybody really knew that. Like, now I'm, you know, saying something for the first time that nobody ever knew except for people who knew me, right? So, yeah, that was, like, that is a pretty low spot. You know, like, having to start over from scratch, literally. So this is the home that I came into when I moved from Korean's basement, you know? And just, like, when Corey was here, you know, like, dang, you got this, you got that. Like, just
Like,
seeing
look,
this,
look out.
seeing this house evolve, you know, and finally getting into a place where it's, like, really mine. It's just, like, it's just something that I'm so happy for and so blessed to have because I remember where I came from. Sleeping on that air mattress in my friend's basement.
Hello.
You know, so.
That futon was
Well, let me just say.
Yeah.
You all are doing an amazing job overcoming those obstacles.
Man.
You know, you guys
Let's
are
talk about
trying.
my life.
Listen, ironically, both of our situations involve men. And that's the.
And I didn't even want to go out.
And then to just be transparent. No, but just to be transparent, and this is like because it's kind of what we talked about. I think last week when we was talking to Cam about shacking up and moving in with somebody. It's like that's why we answered the way we answered because we literally lost everything and had to start over because we moved in with people too soon. So you have to be careful about shacking up, and this is why they have different, what we look at as laws and rules and things that we don't really want to follow because we feel like somebody's trying to control us. But those different things that they taught you in church, baby, ain't for no reason. Shacking up and having sex before marriage, like you just get exposed to so many different things that you wouldn't have to really go through if you would just follow the rules. follow the rules. You know, like, of course, like, if you get married and you get divorced, you got to start over on type of stuff. But having to experience those things in dating, that's something you could prevent. You know, like, so I would definitely just tell y'all to take it slow. You know, like, even though I was actually with that person for like almost 4 years.
Yeah.
And it's something, because like we said, like, something you just don't learn until you move in with somebody.
Yeah.
You know, so moving in with them is just a whole nother, and that's really what happened with me. It was just like, I was dating this person for years, but then we moved in together, a whole, like, light bulb just switched. Because now this is your house? Oh, I thought we got this together. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's that, what we call it, toxic man energy. You know, so.
Toxic man energy.
Yeah.
Mine's actually came from, well, you know, I was following the vision, but at the same time, I think that because I hadn't had anybody help me in that way, or, you know, I've had to do so much stuff on my own for so long, it was like I just gave it all to this person. But
You
then
trusted.
yeah.
You trusted.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but then it also, like, and I think that I trusted way more than I should, because even
No,
when I
for
spoke
sure.
up, even when I said certain things, though, it was just like, okay, I'm speaking up on this, and now I'm thinking that things are gonna change, and they don't, but still on my part, I was just in a space of, at that point, like, I think that relationship really made me start questioning a lot of things. Like, things started changing for me. That relationship started changing a lot of things for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like, I don't regret the relationship, because starting over really ain't. It's like it may be hard, but it's like I have a clean slate now.
Yeah, for sure.
So I can do a lot of things different. I can do a lot of things over. But it's about how I'm taking advantage of it after the fact, and it's taught me a lot about myself. But it was certain things that I really had to, like, you know, I really had to start questioning myself a lot in that relationship, because that was a catapult to my growth.
For sure. And that's crazy how trauma usually, because that's literally was mine too. From there, I got my master's degree. I started 2 businesses. Like, literally, shit just started blossoming.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Y'all ever got drunk on this show?
Yeah, we was drunk last week.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kim.
Yeah. Because
And I mean,
it was a real chill vibe, but we was drunk.
Lit.
We was drunk.
It was lit. I was mad because I was trying to have an appointment afterwards that didn't happen. I was a little salty because I was a little lit. But yeah,
So
definitely.
Let me ask you this then. How much does y'all's relationship with your fathers mold how y'all view submissiveness today?
Woo!
Wow.
That's a handful.
Who wanna
Come
go
on,
first?
who wanna go first? Because honestly, listen, honestly, I feel that I respect men that I date more than I respect my father.
Submissiveness and respect, like, hand in hand for you?
Yeah,
Okay.
like respecting your opinion, which, you know, like, and I literally just had a conversation with my daddy about his lack of boundaries, and that could be where it comes from, me not really respecting him, because I felt like he always just gave me my way.
Your dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so I never really had boundaries with him. It was just like whatever I wanted, he was giving it or whatever, and always apologetic when he didn't come through.
Yeah.
So naturally, I was just like, okay, I can just do whatever the fuck I want to do. You know, but I also wasn't a bad kid. You know, so like, but in relationship, for some, I did the opposite. Like, I was the person like, okay, like I almost took on my dad's energy in relationships with men, like, no, let me do this, let me do that, let me make it up to you, let me show you, let me do this, let me do that, blase, like, yeah, because my mama was like low key more masculine than my dad, like, you know, so yeah. Next week gonna be good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I'm segueing y'all right into
Hey.
Wow.
Hey.
Wow.
Hey.
We're gonna probably be some
Can
crying. We're gonna probably
Girl,
cry.
I think so. But my dad, so and that's crazy that you said you respect the men that you dated more than your dad, but I can't say that.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my stepdad, because I was gonna say I have two dads, which I do. My stepdad and Justin and David daddy,
Right.
and then
She
my
has her
biological daddies. I had to come from
dad.
somebody. Nothing.
That was-
Nigga, I
he
never
never knew.
You
that
did
wasn't
it?
your daddy.
Are you serious?
I swear to God, I never knew
He
that.
said,
Wow.
I was looking like, what the fuck is she talking about?
mm-hmm.
Oh,
Wow.
I never knew that. Wait a minute.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
So David's dad.
David and Justin have the same dad.
Oh shit!
Exactly. So she came in the middle.
Right in the middle. I never knew that.
So I'm like, okay, Lynn, with the double dip.
So this nigga that's gonna be a next. I'm sorry.
No,
No, not even that. Not even
He's
that.
gonna be.
Not even that.
Yes, but yeah. Okay,
This
but
gonna be
go
somebody I
ahead.
never even seen.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
I'm thinking the whole time it's gonna be.
Gerrick.
But when you see him, you gonna be like, damn, that's the way daddy. Yeah, okay.
Oh shit!
But what was you saying, friend?
Dang. How did I know you didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I definitely have
Crazy.
so much respect.
That's crazy.
He's like, okay, go ahead.
I have so much respect for both of my dads, right?
Mhm.
And even like the relationship that I built with my biological father after so many years, which nobody knows. Well, some of y'all know who are like longtime watchers of Wine&Grow. I connected with my daddy. What was that? What year was that? 2019.
At the retreat.
At the retreat.
Wow.
After the retreat in 2019, I ended up connecting with my daddy, which was
If y'all
wild
haven't been
if
to a
y'all
Her
wasn't at
Story
that
retreat, y'all better come.
So, but since then we have been rebuilding our relationship, and my daddy is y'all will find out, and I just did it myself. But still, but I've realized how much I am very much like him. But when it comes to like being submissive, I think that, like I said,
I guess we can let them. We ain't got to put this on the recap. We can just tell them.
Well,
Hey, I'm tuning in, nigga. I've never.
So
That's
our
crazy.
dads
Will be here next week with us. So
That's
yeah,
and literally,
crazy.
her
they're
dad
like
lives
literally
in
traveling North Carolina,
and my dad lives in Los Angeles. So they're literally
Yeah.
both flying in to be here on the couch with us for season
And
5,
y'all,
for
my
episode
daddy
5.
got
So-
the gift of gab, and he's a charmer.
And
So
my daddy
ladies,
too.
Keep your panties on. Hello.
My daddy is we don't even want to talk about
Keep
it.
your panties on.
But it's just
because
gonna
he will
be,
talk 'em off,
it's gonna
okay?
be good. So that's gonna be a very much a healing conversation that we're gonna have for all of us.
It's really shocking you.
Wait, did you
I
ask your
just
question?
feel like all
I
these
did.
years.
What's your question?
Well, you said hers is the last one. You had
What?
said that.
No, did you do your card?
This, this,
That's yours, right?
This one mine.
Yeah, ask it. We
No,
gotta
I'm
do
just saying,
these.
there
No,
was a point in the
this
show
card.
where you was like,
This
oh
card.
no, this was the
Oh.
one
But we
for
all have to do.
y'all's
We gotta do
last
the
card.
closers. We gotta do the closers. Yeah.
my bad.
Are you
Yeah.
okay?
What makes you insecure, and what do you do to cope?
Wow.
Mm.
I got braces. That was my insecurity, my teeth.
Wow.
So I got braces, and it wasn't like eventually I learned to cope with it though. Like I just started smiling more confidently
Yeah.
or whatever. But I just always had a mentality like when I got money that I was gonna do the things like fix the things that made me insecure, and I guess that's when people get their body done. So I'm like, but I love my body. Ain't nobody, I ain't trying to get that done. But yeah, I just did what I had to do to get them fixed.
No, I can go.
Okay.
I had looked at you because I was trying to remember what the question was.
What
but
makes
I
you
got
insecure, and what do you do to cope?
So for a very long time, I guess I can kind of say kind of still am insecure about my eyes. For many of you, you know that I have a wandering eye, but I talk about it. Like I make a joke about it. You didn't know that,
You
Gerrick?
keep looking at me like, why are you looking at me?
When we were kids, you never saw it.
And it's actually gotten a lot better.
Well, but I know how to control it. But like if
Okay.
I'm like,
I know how to
you know,
control
I
it.
know how to. But I also knew how to control it as a kid too.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, because I'm like, because I remember first meeting you and seeing it, but like not seeing it anymore.
Yeah, if I'm just staring at something way too long, it's over. Because Rebecca is crazy. Becca gone now. So when I was a kid, you know, they covered my eye. So when we were there, I remember when they covered my eye up. So that they covered my right eye up so I could use my left eye. But you know,
I never.
But yeah, I have a one eye. But I do talk about it. You know, I make jokes about it, and sometimes I even show that it can wander off.
Yeah, when somebody would talk about teeth, I just be like.
And one of my other ones was my teeth, but I smile so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like I smile so much, so I it's not.
But y'all seeing all these braces now. My mouth stay open.
Girl, you just like still got everything. But yeah, I just talk about it.
What about insecure about? What am I insecure about?
I see.
So I feel like I've developed a new insecurity.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like this might sound really weird, but I feel like when people talk about like their moms, you know, it's like a thing for me, because you know my mom is going through what she's going through.
Yeah.
So I feel like man, you know, I can't relate, or you know, I wish, you know, and maybe that's not. I don't know. Does that qualify as insecurity?
No, for sure, and I feel that for sure. Like, but I almost feel like, because especially with people knowing that I lost my mom,
yeah,
like people are sometimes hesitant to bring up their mom. Like I was talking to a friend earlier at night, and he was like, "Well, I want to say something, but I don't really want to make you feel awkward." I'm like, "Just say what you gotta say."
Yeah.
Like, well,
because it's like I don't want to talk about
exactly.
it. I don't
and I'm
wanna,
like,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking you're gonna say something real crazy. Like, no. Do you ever
Yeah.
feel like you don't get advice from your parents about relationships? And I'm like, what? Like, nigga, I talk to my mama all the time about relationships. You know? So like, it's just like, yeah, I get it. I think that's a real.
And it's so weird. It's like, you know, just a regular relationship that you have with your mom. Like, your mom is always gonna affirm you. Your mom is always gonna like big you up. Your mom is always gonna make you feel comfortable and make you feel loved, and you know, just things that moms do.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had in years because my mom has been going through this issue. Like, I've been lacking that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's weird. And I found myself like, it's weird because in dating, I found myself
looking for that.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
But that's what we've been hearing. What the last 3 episodes, now number 4, that men are looking for their mother in women, like unintentionally.
I feel like that's weird. I feel like when people say that shit, I feel like that's
right. It's the way.
Weird.
It's the way
but
you
it's
say
just,
it. However, it's true. You just said what you said.
And I think that I understand it in a different way, because it's like, this woman is the first woman you meet. This is the first woman you learn from. So these are the qualities that you may be looking for in a
somebody,
woman.
like I know somebody who's gonna nurture you.
I'm not looking for my
you.
mom. I'm looking for those qualities.
That's what I said.
That's what we literally just
I
said.
appreciate you. I appreciate you.
I said that.
But it was weird the way you said it.
Because I said they're looking for their mother.
Right.
But no, they're the qualities of their mother in a woman. You know, like affirming them, nurturing them, cooking for them. You know, being a homemaker, stuff like that. Stuff you grew up around. You know. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. Last question.
Okay, Amanda Seals. What are 3 of your top pet peeves when it comes to the opposite sex?
Oh my God! Can I go first?
Go ahead.
Please don't leave the toilet seat up.
One of my pet peeves.
I'm sorry. I had to. I hate it.
My main pet peeve is like, this is gonna sound really petty. Know the difference between there, and there.
That's your pet peeve in the opposite sex?
Yes.
That ain't even an opposite sex
That's
thing.
in general.
My thing is, I appreciate smart women.
Okay.
I love a smart woman. If you don't know the difference between, now I get like when you're short texting, if you might say what you might spell, you might say I'm not
doing
what you right.
Yeah.
You might leave a
just
G
dropping
off.
off the G.
But I'm gonna put the apostrophe.
I get
For
that.
what? Doing?
For doing. I'm put the apostrophe.
But if you don't know the difference between where, and where, I'm like that shit throws me off. It's
That's
so
the grammatical
unattractive.
to
Or
type
weather and
slang.
weather.
It's so unattractive. It's so unattractive.
Wild.
Where
It's
are you?
wild.
And you text WEAR. That shit is so
Or saying
unattractive
and
to
instead
me.
of and. Okay, anyways.
Yeah,
Okay, what's
like-
the next one?
Like that's
3. We need 3. One is
3. Whew, this is tough.
there, and there.
What's another pet peeve? I guess hygiene would be another one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm someone that prides myself. On having, good hygiene. So I guess a woman that doesn't have good hygiene
Okay.
is another one. And you know what I've noticed?
Uh-oh. Why we look at
Women don't iron nowadays. What the fuck is up with
Hey,
that?
baby.
Because why?
I just threw this on today.
I definitely
I
saw
threw this
that.
on, and
But
it was wrinkled as hell.
No, this
and I
Why
do
don't
iron.
women
Now,
iron?
if it's like because this, I was already rushing, so there was no.
So your
I'm
pet
gonna
peeve
do
is
all
wrinkled?
Why the
Wrinkled?
fuck are you wrinkled?
Okay, so this is the thing.
that.
So for me personally, I fold my clothes fresh out the dryer.
Yeah.
So some things I don't
You don't
need
need
to
to.
iron.
If you're not wrinkled, you're not wrinkled.
However, if there's something like if I'm gonna go out somewhere and I see a couple wrinkles, I like the way I look, so I'm gonna throw an iron on that thing. And I actually burned the shirt last weekend trying to iron because I don't iron that much because I fold my clothes out of the dryer. So I really don't even know how to iron. So sorry, future husband, you gonna have to teach me how to iron. That's not gonna be my traditional skill.
I think Vanessa laughing at me.
That's not gonna
Vanessa,
be my
don't laugh
traditional
at me.
skill.
I'm weird. I'm
You know,
petty.
some things you might just throw back in the dryer and let it bounce a little bit to
knock
get the wrinkles out. You
The
know,
heat will knock it out.
that's what women learn. We steam some shit now.
Hello.
But okay,
Listen.
so y'all agree like women nowadays don't iron.
Well, I can't say that. I just know I don't be ironing. But
My baby, look,
but it depends. It just depends.
TT ironed my clothes.
Like, it depends. Like, I just ironed Savion stuff for his graduation stuff because we cannot go out here wrinkled like that. Like, if it's some special shit going on, we
Yeah.
can't be out here like that. But like this, I
looking at
had
that shirt today.
Are you-
because let me tell you, my baby,
When she
my
walked up, I
I
was like,
didn't even peep
damn.
my boy put me through the ringer today, bro. Like I was supposed to have so much time.
And first of all, you
in
pulled
the
your shirt
middle
out
of
too
time.
far. I see you.
Yeah, sorry. You didn't have to say it.
She said
It
my
was
dryer has a
on
wrinkle-free
accident.
setting.
Period.
That's Keisha.
Period, kids.
Yeah.
Keisha, we gonna
So,
be friends.
So
Y'all will be for sure.
Yeah, I can see that. But today, I was pressed for time. Like I literally got in the shower at 6:00, and I like to have.
Mm-hmm.
I give myself a lot of time to get ready, no matter what I gotta do. Even if I'm just put this on because I want to wash my face. I got 2 face masks.
We have a whole routine.
Like,
We do
right,
before the
right.
show.
So it's
The
so
queen
I
used to
had
be taking a bubble bath.
Man, and I could not do
Before
that
the
today.
show.
That's what really
That's a
I
real
was
run
supposed to
shit.
cook.
I
I was
do
supposed to
my
take me a
face
bath.
mask.
I had to take a shower and it blew me.
I did my
I
face
was
mask
able to
this
do
morning
one
today.
face mask.
Mhm.
Like, come on.
Rebecca said she ain't ironed in 20 years.
Period.
Shit.
So that's a pet peeve of yours.
Oh shit.
Okay, so
Thank
Sequoia,
God
what's
for giving
yours?
me man that was
Man.
in the military. That
Oh,
ironed.
I was going to read it again.
Hey Rebecca, I saw your pops yesterday. Does he work for Red's driving school?
Yeah, don't he
I was
own
in
a
a.
driving school or do he work for it?
He owns that.
Don't he own a driving school?
I pulled up. I was on 159th, and I pulled up. We was at a red light, and I looked over,
Wow, y'all, we've been
and
on
it
here
was
for
him
2
in the
hours.
car.
Oh, they'll be all right.
We've been on here for 2 hours.
She said, "Yes, sir. Yeah, that was him. I
Yeah.
promise you that was him."
Go ahead. What's
So
yours,
so
Sequoia?
my pet peeves is leaving the freaking toilet seat up. First of all, yes, I check, but at the same time, I don't want to have to let the toilet seat down. You was just in there. You knew you had to let it up. Why can't you just put it back the way you found it? Let it down. That's it. Cause what if I wake up out of my sleep and I'm just so sleepy and I gotta go potty
So sleepy. And fall in the fucking toilet.
and turn around and want to sit down and fall in. What
Let me tell you
the?
something.
Why? No.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Why can't you just put the toilet seat down?
That's a regular nigga. A real nigga knows how to piss with the seat down.
Yeah.
His aim is
Immaculate.
Yeah.
immaculate when he can piss with the seat down. A regular nigga has to lift the seat up to take a piss.
But what if they just used to let the seat up?
But listen, my pet peeves: cleanliness next to godliness.
Can I do my last two?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you did.
I only said one.
My bad.
Oh,
I feel like she did a couple.
I did.
No,
Go ahead.
when?
I'm glad it went.
Was my first one just way long?
Okay, maybe.
No,
Okay.
no.
Go ahead.
My second one is now
Is this
I forgot my
Monica?
second one. No,
That's
Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
My second one was I cannot remember now. Now you can't go because I got to get my last two.
Okay. Well, I second your toilet seat.
Yeah.
Because first, not just the toilet seat, but cleaning the toilet seat. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to go to clean the toilet and lift it up and see all your pee stains. Because I had to get that one. My son about that shit. Like, clean the fucking toilet.
Yeah.
Don't pee on the toilet and then not clean it up. Just put the seat down. But
You dated a lot of dark skinned niggas.
But cleanliness, my son is light skinned.
No.
So you talking about?
Actually,
you talking about
I'm
your
just
son?
saying.
She's on
No,
the
I'm just
spectrum.
saying in
Hers
general.
goes through a spectrum.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That sounds like some dark.
I don't have a
nigga
preference.
shit.
I don't have a
Yeah.
preference.
That sounds like some dark.
But
skinned nigga
cleanliness
shit.
next to godliness, I actually love a clean car, and I love a man who's clean in the house. So it's really, my pet peeves are just cleanliness, and I can get into 3 specific things that I like to be clean. Because I like things put back where I left them.
That was my second one. Please put it back.
Are you
because
got like
I
slight
push it back.
OCD?
Yes. Yes.
I do?
Yes. Yes.
I'm like, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, how often do you see? Don't know that should be in the sink.
Yeah.
She will wash the dishes the same night and put
Yeah.
them up.
Yeah.
Like this kitchen, this whole thing will be clean, guys.
Yeah.
I like a
Cleanliness
clean
next to godliness.
I wanted her to say it. That's why.
Listen, I don't
Look,
think I have
it's like, yes,
to.
she
Yes, she does.
Whatever. I'm just to remind y'all, and this
Whatever.
is not to listen, because we some pissy ass
He
niggas
said, take
tonight.
Girl.
But this is not to even change the vibe or whatever, or to make y'all feel the type of way, because I love talking about my mama. But one of the last things my mama did, the last thing she did was wash her dishes. She went to sleep, and that was it. That's
Excuse
all
me.
I'm saying
Sorry,
is
guys.
that's
Ooh,
how I was
sorry.
raised. I'm going to bed with my house clean, so that when I wake up, I don't got shit to worry about.
Yeah.
Peggy Jean taught me that. So that's just how I live. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to sleep with stuff in my... Because if I go to sleep with that shit in my sink, first of all, it's going to smell. Second of all, I'm going to have to worry about it tomorrow. And I'm leaving today's shit in today.
Yeah, I'll wash them tomorrow.
I am not
If
worried
it ain't
about
no-
tomorrow.
if it is
Unless
not-
it's got to soak. If it's a pan or something that's got to soak.
Man,
And
because
typically, I didn't cook early enough to let that shit soak long enough for me to wash before I go to sleep.
that's good.
So
That's
that's
nice.
just... But yeah, so that was...
And I get
yeah,
it, and I
those are my pet
understand
peeves,
because
cleanliness.
sometimes I clean after I cook the dishes, but if I'm tired and I just don't feel like doing this,
You know what?
I'll
What
do it
I've learned,
tomorrow.
and this is actually something I learned from one of my exes, is that it's better to clean stuff when it's hot, because it comes right off.
Yeah, right off.
And I didn't even know. That was something. I just let that shit soak. But you can clean it when it's hot, so it come right off. Tip of the day. So go ahead. What's your card?
Okay.
Your last card.
That was my last
Oh,
card,
what was?
but I just had one more because my other one was putting stuff back where it belongs. Because like to keep it clean and to tidy up, we want to put stuff back where we found it. Because I hate that.
That's why we wait.
And
You can talk first.
my
Who's
last
talking?
thing, ooh, y'all, I've been
Talk
working
fast.
out. Look, I've been working out, y'all. And sit down. Don't try to show me out.
Talk about
My
the
last one would be.
Sequoia, your thighs look good.
Girl, thank you, girl. I'm about to get back on my workout regimen because I've really been slacking. But I realized today, I said I had to retrain my focus.
We got a surprise for Gerrick.
I have to retrain my focus, guys, because I have not been working out like I supposed to.
You gotta lay him down so you don't see him.
Here. What is my last pet peeve? Y'all, and realistically, I be around men, but I don't be around them long enough because, it just be me. It just be me. It do.
You know what? Another pet peeve of mine, because since I said godliness next to cleanliness, and that was like a long one, communication, like
What's a
lack
pet peeve?
thereof.
No,
no. I don't like
My
being.
pet peeve.
I don't like waiting.
My pet peeve.
Patience is a virtue, but fuck it.
And
Respond to me. Unless there's an
I
emergency.
realize I only have a whole person really be triggering me, and I just had to say that person is a trigger for me. But yeah, like oh, yours was like communication, but mine's is just show up. Like I am a person that does my best to show up for people.
Timeliness.
Man, I do my very, very, very best to show up. And
Timeliness is another pet peeve.
I would love if a person can do the same thing
Communication, timeliness.
for me. Like, really, really. Please let the I'm a very, like,
Manifestation.
easy person. You know, like, a lot of stuff don't bother me. And like I said, we just said this. I'm not nonchalant. Just a lot of stuff just don't bother me. And I know how to react to the things that really, truly bother me.
Mm-hmm.
And I taught myself how to respond to certain things because I don't want to always just start snapping off until I have a chance to understand what you're saying.
Right, for sure.
So, you know, I lost it.
Look before you sit.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Nah, for real. Come on.
You know, you sure haven't seen it. I haven't seen you in person
So,
in
look.
over 2 years.
So, Sequoia, would you like to do your presentation?
Thank you, girl.
Presentation?
Well, we have.
What
We
I missed?
have.
What I missed?
Sequoia has a presentation. It's Sequoia's presentation.
Okay.
So, you know, this is a thing. And, you know, because this is called For the Love of Men, and we were trying to really show our appreciation to men. And, you know, just trying to understand them better, you know, give it to the audience, you know. We want to present you with flowers. We want to give you your flowers, you know.
You guys.
You know, we like that, okay?
Thank you, y'all.
We
I
like
appreciate
that.
y'all.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all.
So I'm sure. So another question that we got. These are all Sequoia's. Well, one was mine and one Sequoia. So the women are wondering, what's your relationship status?
Oh, I am single. Yeah.
And what do you think about us doing an episode regarding men in love?
I think this is great. I think it's great for men to have the platform. I think it's great that you guys care enough to inquire, to ask questions, to have the conversation. Because I think that not a lot of women do. So I appreciate that y'all doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm looking forward to next week's episode. For real.
Come on,
for real.
next week's.
For real, like
we are 7 days away. 6, I guess.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, for real.
They better not be acting crazy.
So thank y'all
They will.
for
My dad for sure.
No, I already know.
Thank y'all for even doing this, for even
Okay.
making season 7.
Yeah, we're making
like
space,
this.
man.
Yeah, I
So where
appreciate
can the
it.
people find you?
I really don't want people to find me.
Oh,
okay.
okay. Well,
Yeah, I'm you know.
So then you
No
obviously
socials?
ain't that single.
What you mean?
Because you don't want people to find you.
No, I'm just private.
is your page private?
My page is private.
Okay,
I'm just
so
a
where can
private
they
person.
find you?
Okay,
Because you can accept these people.
my
you know?
Instagram is DHD079. My daughter calls me Dad Hat Daddy. That was a nickname she gave me. So DHD079 on Instagram.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Like, we for real been on here for 2 hours.
You want to do a praise dance before we go?
A praise?
This is literally
A
been
praise
this
dance?
is our longest episode, and it's not even a season finale.
Do a quick kickball
But this
change.
is.
Keep on checking.
But this is our first of all, they're having a
Yo,
whole.
I loved it. Sorry.
I'm trying to wrap up the show, and they just having a whole just sidebar. This is the reason why I cussed out them other friends in Cabo. I mean, in Punta Cana.
Hey, Rebecca said I'm
Girl,
finna
she
find
got
your ass.
So listen. So thank y'all so much for tuning in,
Fall off the log.
especially those who have been here for 2 hours.
You read the comment. That's what he doing. Fall off the log.
Fall off the log.
Listen, so
Sorry, I had to fall off
we
the
ain't gonna play with
log.
these church kids. We ain't gonna play with these church kids. So next week we will be back.
We will be back. Hey.
Cause I was a cheerleader, so okay. Anyway, so we gonna be back with our zaddies, our real zaddies though.
I don't like that you said it.
I know, right?
Sequoia, it's only 11 in here.
It's not a dozen roses?
It's only 11.
Wow, why did he just count the roses? Okay, guys, we finna go.
True.
We love y'all. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye bye now.
All right, y'all.
Can you press?
Yep. Okay.
Ooh, I